Twitch, the pulse of the video game revolution. On this Twitch, killer combos and characters will fight to the death with MK3. Dig up snot swings and flying puppies on Earthworm Jim 2. Step up to bat with the big boys when you play World Series Baseball. And take a trip to meet the manic music makers behind Cyber Speedway. First up, fighting games. Let's Twitch. Here it is, one of the most anticipated games for the PlayStation ever, Mortal Kombat 3. A perfect translation that brings all the graphics and sounds of an arcade game into your living room. Fight. The gory bloodbaths return, but this time with a whole new bunch of butt to kick. Check out these new combos and the handy-dandy butt-smacking percentage stats. You've got new characters to fight with here, including Shang Tsung, also known as Morph. There are over a dozen characters to choose from. This is an equal opportunity game. Try taking on Shiva with her 4 arms, or Sindel, the Lost Bride. When you select your fighters, you can even play against yourself. And the finishing moves are wet and wild. A whole new definition of gore.
Finishing. Kumao wins. Cyrax wins.
But if Grandma's in the room wanting to see what she got you for Christmas, you can turn the blood and guts off and show her the friendship moves these fighters do.
Wins. Friendship. Friendship again?
This is truly one of the great fighters of all time. So get ready to burn out your thumbs and bust some serious butt.
Are you ready for an underground adventure? Then watch out for the slimy, snot-slinging worm named Jim. And if you see him, walk right up to him and shake his little hand. The first version was so popular that the makers went even deeper and pulled out Earthworm Jim 2. Now all the old characters are there, now with more firepower. EJ2 is just as weird, and don't worry, just as disgusting as the original. Let's play. Your hero is an earthworm, so nothing in this game should surprise you. Barnyard animals are pretty much always your friends. In the first level, the pigs will protect you long enough to save you from Bob the evil fish. Don't question it, just do it. Funky! If you're feeling a little stopped up, blow your weapons. Your snot swing will get you out of some sticky situations. And your snot parachute will bail you out of trouble too. Also, in the first level, beware of the flying grannies. They come 2 per flight, and they do fall in patterns, so you should be able to figure out how to get to the top of the stairs. EJ's goal in the puppy love level is to bounce all the puppies to safety. But try not to miss any flying fifis or they'll end up as puppy puddles. Was that poodles? Positioning is everything. Always go for the lead dog. And don't let any bombs drop in this level, or it won't matter whether you saved any puppies or not. If you make it to the circus level, you can let your head get kind of big. Maneuver carefully, or your fat head will turn back to a worm head in no time.
Tender.
There's even a level where Jim becomes a blind cave salamander. In fact, there are so many bizarre and slimy things in this game, it's kind of hard to know where to dig. So, take the bait and try Super Nintendo's Earthworm Jim 2, and dish the dirt for yourself.
The Secret of Evermore for Super NES is an RPG that's loaded with hidden spells and other cool stuff, packed in tighter than the blue jeans of 90210. Much like Squaresoft's own Secret of Mana, the variety is stunning. The Time Travel Central theme tells the story of a boy and his mud, from prehistory to the future. Using full action instead of standard battle sequences, most fights happen in real time, but this can make it very challenging, so keep a cool head. These raptors may look cute, but they would love to park their Jurassic on your butt. The addition of a new magic system based on alchemy really cooks. You must find and figure out how to use the various weird ingredients. Knowing these mystic recipes will save your butt and ultimately get you through the game. So collect everything and mix and match. Some things heal, others kill. Throughout the game, you can change the perspective. You can play the boy or his dog as the main character. This is helpful when the one gets weak, because the computer-controlled characters are less likely to be struck in battle. You can also change the character's main function. To the left for searching, to the right for fighting. All in all, The Secret of Evermore is slick. With plenty of stuff to do and places to explore, it's one of the sweetest RPGs out there.
If you like playing Panzer Dragoon on the Sega Saturn, we've got a great tip for you. Here's how to access this barrel roll maneuver with your flying dragon. First, go to the start options screen. Press up, right, down, left 4 times very quickly. You'll get the words rolling mode on your screen. After that, a double tap on the diagonal buttons will give you the roll. Okay, now you might get a little dizzy, but that's rock and roll with Panzer Dragoon. Still to come, bat with the big boys of World Series Baseball, and the dynamic duo spring into action with Batman Forever. Technology, a truly wonderful thing. It's allowed us to make advancements in communication, education, space exploration, and most of all, video gaming sports simulation. Now, if you had any doubts about the truth of this statement, you won't after you see Sega Sports World Series Baseball. It's said that baseball is a game of statistics. Sega realizes this and gives you the real leagues, American and national, real teams, real rosters, real players and player statistics, even the real ballparks. Hey, what about the game?
Battle!
We're at the All-Star game with Ken Griffey at bat.
That ball has a chance. It's out of here! A solo shot to right center.
Let's check out the replay.
Now batting, Matt Williams. 2 outs with a runner on first.
The graphics are stunning.
No balls and
One of the cool features of this game is the variable camera angles. You can play and view the game from on the field,
the throw to first.
in the stands, or really high up. The key is to find an angle that you're comfortable with. Save the fancy camera work for the replays. The sound is great, like you're in the bleachers at Wrigley's Field.
In the pitch. 2-strike bunt attempt.
For you sluggers, there's also a home run derby feature. Video game baseball has never been so real than World Series Baseball from Sega. The graphics, the sound, the detail, all combined to make a great time on the diamond.
If you've been looking for a game that fuses the realism of helicopter flight simulation and the brain-scrambling action of an arcade game, look no further. Blackfire for Sega Saturn is here. Blackfire puts you behind the stick of a secret state-of-the-art attack helicopter. Use this sleek flying gunboat to put an end to the Sword of Gideon, a fascist, drug-dealing terrorist organization. Climb into the cockpit. For some weapons, your computer targeting system hones in on the ground units. Choose a weapon and fire.
Impact target hit.
There are 15 different missions which you need to complete in this game. All of them have different terrain, different targets, and different objectives.
We got snakes swarming up. Check radar.
Here are some enemy planes you can look forward to meeting in the friendly skies. Use your air-to-air missiles to down the bad guys, or if you prefer, your autocannon.
Bandit coming up.
Impact target hit.
Controls of the Blackfire are responsive and smooth, and the simulated characteristics of helicopter flight are realistic. And as you can see, the action gets very hot.
What's going on, Blackfire? Respond!
The graphics, the intense sound, the realistic flight control, and the non-stop action make Blackfire not only a top-notch air combat game, but a super simulator as well. This game's a regular weenie roast.
It's the ultimate video game question. What if your favorite fighter from Killer Instinct took on your favorite fighter from Mortal Kombat 3? Who would win? We went to the arcade to ask the experts. In this corner, Striker from MK3. He's ready to take on all comers. And his opponent weighing in at a deceiving 125 pounds. Don't underestimate the killer kicks. Orchid versus Striker. Who would win?
Striker'd win, because he's got bombs and stuff, and he throws bombs at him and just blow them up. Orchid again, KI, man. She just take a little leg move and kick the out of him. Striker would win because he has guns and he could just shoot her to death.
Looks like guns get it over girls here. I don't know. I wouldn't want to hear Orchid's reaction to this one.
If you've been waiting forever for some good action, then you'll be glad to know Batman has come to your rescue. Batman Forever, based on the big blockbuster movie, is now a big blockbuster game for your Sega Genesis. With over 80 stages to play and a whole bat belt full of weapons to try, this could be the hit you've been waiting for.
If the bat wants to play, we'll play.
Riddle me this. If you could be any Batman character you wanted, who would you be? You pick who you are and who you want to destroy. This is where you need to learn the fighting skills you'll need later on. Yes, in this game, you can even choose to pit Batman against that annoying boy wonder. It may seem like fun at first, but it can hurt you later on, so you might want to avoid the temptation. When the fighting gets real, it's best to have Batman and Robin working as the dynamic duo. Pick the two-player cooperative mode and work the bad guys like an old volleyball waiting to get spiked. You've got that big utility belt, so don't go out empty-handed. Generally, the default weapons, like the Batarang, are going to get you through. But there are always those times when you want the killer toys. Special devices like this will help the Cape Crusader climb to new levels and swoop down to take out the scum of the city. Throughout the game, you'll run into Riddler's questions, solve them, and you may get through Gotham a little less bloodied. You'll use all the buttons you've got to keep Batman punching and kicking. The controls can be a little complex, but when you're in the middle of a fight, you've got more important things to think about. Batman Forever for your Sega Genesis and Super NES. Punch your way through, and then wait for the sequel.
The Brave New World has gone handheld, and Game Boy better watch out. There's a new kid in town. Sega's Nomad is hitting the stores, and handheld play has reached new heights. Now, the first thing you probably want to know is, what kind of games does it play? Well, what kind of games do you have? The Nomad, it takes the regular Sega Genesis carts. So you have over 500 options. You don't have to go out and buy those little tiny carts that other handheld players have. talk about looks and playability. It's got a 6-button control pad for total game action. It has a 16-bit game data bus that doubles Game Boy and Game Gear. It has a clear, colorful screen that you've never experienced before and handheld players. You're going to drive your parents and teachers nuts with this thing because you're never going to want to put it down. You can attach a second control for 2-player action, and get this, you can plug into your big TV at home for full screen action. Genesis Nomad wandering over to Sega lovers as we speak. See, good things do come in little packages.
When Twitch comes back, the manic music makers behind Cyber Speedway. And blast your troubles away with Metal Warriors. You ever start up a game and then turn down the volume because you can't stand the tunes coming out your TV? Well, Sega's putting a stop to the lame music by hiring a real band to back up an awesome new game. We took a Twitch trip to meet the music makers behind Cyber Speedway.
The video games have been infamous for this, game-oriented music, almost like an AM radio type thing.
Sega has changed the sound of music.
It's like sitting in a car and you have the stereo on full blast rather than something for the video game. This the unta typical of video games.
Sega knew they had a hard-driving, out-of-your-brain sort of game with Cyber Speedway. They didn't want to settle for the boring music that's in a lot of games, so they hired a band, San Francisco's Bygone Dogs, fronted by Joel Alvarez.
I don't think I've ever worked on music for video games, actually. The music that we've done is really the product of the band itself, stuff that we go out and play live.
Assembling the music for Cyber Speedway was a race of its own.
We had all of 2 days to go through and complete the entire soundtrack, and we were able to pull off 5 songs in 2 days, one of which was brand new. It's nice that there are deadlines, actually. There's no such thing as a perfect song, so if you go in and you capture the veracity of a song that's brand spanking new and you slap it out on tape, sometimes that's the best recording you can possibly get.
One more race and you all will finally learn what I've always known. Just who is the best.
The band reached great speeds in the studio. Speeds Joe wishes he could reach in the game.
You just got to go as fast as you can and have a little bit of control. I proved to myself that I was a horrible failure at playing the game, so I think I'll stick with writing the music.
His game skills may need work, but his music skills may make your game better.
Once you couple the music to it, it's like life taking a long drive to L.A. and having the stereo cranked. It just makes the drive go a lot faster.
Allow me to congratulate you on an excellent race.
Bygone Dogs is now in the studio recording their first music CD. No games this time. Look for it on Polygram in early '96. And if you want to check out more of their music, check out Sega's Gen Wars. They do the opening number called The Gen.
Here's a shooter that's good for your mental health. Metal Warriors from Super Nintendo. Gear up with mechs armored with enough steel to fart nails. Get ready to test your metal. There are no health bars to muck up the screen. Your armor gets darker the more hits you take, so keep an eye on your tan lines. You have many mechs to choose from to face your 9 missions, and each mech is capable of adding to its weaponry along the way. Nitro's Suit Fusion Cannon isn't as powerful as the Beam Saber, but it can shoot from long distances. You'll find each weapon has a special use, so get out of your suit every now and then, you robot potato. This will allow you to commandeer alternate mechs and complete your mission objectives. Even low-tech gear like this sword or these Seeker bullets can serve to cut down the competition. Or farting out these nifty grenades, which can really put a dent in their plans. The 2-player mode lets you take on your buds, El Mano, El Roboto. Although the split screen can be a little confining, it makes for some of the most heart-stopping battles. Smooth graphics, easy control, and awesome variety. A must-have cart. So, strap on your lead undies and blast a mech to heck.
If you're a Virtua Fighter, here's a great tip for the Sega Saturn Remix version. We'll show you how to change the size of the ring you're fighting in. Let's say you want to fight in a small ring like this one. Go to the title screen and press up on your controller 12 times, then press start. Choose options. Highlight the off-screen option below the word exit, then press C to select. You'll get a special ring-size screen. Pick the one you want and get to fighting the way you want to fight. Hey, there's no hiding in a tiny ring. Look for quick bouts and quick decisions.